India is growing and the kind of growth which we have not seen in the last 5-6 decades, you will see in next 5-10 years.
How has digital helped you in generating awareness about your brand, in getting new customers, and also retaining existing customers that you can sort of move them across your universe, sort of cross-sell other products?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think digital, with the help of digital, we know there is a scale possible. So gone are the days when you used to do traditional advertising, you used to go for print ads, billboards, and then you used to call it big budgets to do branding and awareness. And during those days, you used to speak only what you want to speak. Now with digital, there is a drastic change. So now you have to listen to what the consumer is saying, and you have to speak in the tone what consumer wants to listen and where and how he wants to listen,
right,
how he or she wants to listen. So that way, I think digital has helped us in a lot of ways, because now we do a lot of targeted marketing. Now you know who is your TG, so you can do the right messaging, what really you want to communicate, and it has really helped us in the funnel optimization, because there was traditionally used to say 50% of the marketing budget works, but which 50% nobody knows. Right. So, but now you actually know, you are quite in control of your the budgets, the way you're spending, and what is the ROI that you are getting. There are complexity of financial products, so whenever you want to invest some large money, you want to talk to somebody. So what the model which we follow is tech plus touch.
Build trust.
Yeah. So what we do is tech plus touch. So you can go online, invest, but at the same time, there is a relationship manager. You can cross check with him that whether you're taking the right calls or not. So that reconfirmation is coming. Human intervention is there. So we have artificial intelligence in place online, but at the same time there is a human intervention where you can take the help of a relationship manager, wealth manager, who can advise you whether you're going right or wrong. So I think broadly that way the digital has really helped us doing what we're doing.
Today, of course, millennials are driving consumption. They are the youngest lot. They have high disposable incomes, and also as financial products, you would want to lock them on for the future, for the remaining of their career, right? So what is this tone that the younger generation talks in, wants to listen to? How is that changing your brand messaging and storytelling?
Obviously, see, so we are a 5-decade-old brand, and we realize that the young customer is coming, and the young India is growing, and they have money to invest, and they have a choice also. So you have to talk to the language which they understand. So we do a lot of voice of customer, and we try to mimic in the tonality the way we are talking to the customer. So that way you have to really listen to the customer very carefully in social media, because normally what they do is young customer, millennials, they check with the peers. So in social media they want to have proofs whether this brand is giving the real service or not. So you have to be present in all the social mediums, whether it is Snapchat, Instagram, or whatever you say, whichever is coming up. Some channels are coming, some are going, but you have to be there, and that's the way.
They are advocates for their peers, so that's important.
So one dissatisfaction can create a negative publicity. So you have to be very careful when it comes to the tonality when you're talking to this young millennial.
As a company that advises individuals on what is the right avenue for their investments, what asset class would you say is a great place for young India to invest with a long-term investment horizon?
Yeah, absolutely. I think ideally for any investor there has to be an asset allocation. So whether it is young or old, so you have to really see how much money you can put in equities, debt or cash. There has to be a right asset allocation. But having said this, India is growing, and the kind of growth which we have not seen in the last 5-6 decades, you will see in next 5-10 years. So if you really want to capture on that, if you really want to make the best out of it, equity is an asset class where you can consider putting money systematically. So let's say whatever you are earning, 30% of the money should be invested, saved and then invested. So I think that is where you can build a bigger portfolios, and you can create your financial goals.
So 30 years later, when India is a bigger sort of superpower, you should be on top of your wave as well, right?
I think less than that, even 10 years from now.
10 years from now, okay, great. So tell us a bit about Vishwajeet outside of the workplace. What do you do? What keeps you fresh?
I think outside office, which you hardly get much time, but anyways, I love reading spiritual books, and I'm a great foodie. So whatever vast variety of authentic foods I love trying that. Of course, apart from that, I take a lot of meditation myself. So I think these are the three things which I normally do when you're outside office.